Welcome to the Mercedes stand. Actually, it's not a stand, is it? It's a massive building. We're on the third story up here. And behind me is the star of the Frankfurt Motor Show 2017, the AMG Project 1. The numbers are extraordinary. 1,000 brake horsepower, 0 to 124 miles an hour in under 6 seconds, and 4 electric motors. This is the first time we've seen the car in all its glory. So let's go and have a closer look. The first thing we need to discuss are the looks, really, and the reaction has been mixed, I suppose. I think, well, it's not as extreme looking as the Aston Martin Valkyrie, which is obviously all about its aero and has extreme cutaways. This, I like the looks, I have to say, and it looks more like a road car than perhaps I was expecting, and I like that because it instantly makes me think, yes, I can actually imagine driving this to North Wales or the south of France and the Route Napoleon. It looks more usable than I was expecting. Now, I think the extraordinary thing is that we said when they first said, you know, it's F1 for the road, the F1 powertrain is going to be in this car, we all thought, well, yes, there will be the changes and everything. It won't really be the F1 car's powertrain, but more and more it seems like it actually is. I mean, it's going to rev to 11,000 RPM, so that's just down from the 13,500 RPM that Lewis's car revs to, but not wildly so. The next question is, of course, well, how do you make it reliable? Now, this car, they're saying, it's going to last for 50,000 kilometres before you have to take the engine out and the gearbox and sort of check it all, which is pretty extraordinary. But because the revs are lower, because the compression is lower, all these things actually help it become more reliable as a road car. The exhaust down there, as you notice, the big one exhaust like you get on the F1 car, with then the two little ones for the wastegates. I should say that obviously on the front axle there are two 120 kilowatt motors allowing not only torque vectoring, but because of the larger batteries than you get in the F1 car, it's going to have a 25 kilometre range purely on electric. So we know it's going to be blindingly fast, we know it's got the F1 engine, we know that potentially it's going to be reliable and usable on the road. But what's the chassis going to be like? Well, to find out more about that, we went and spoke to the head of AMG, Tobias Merz. We know a lot about the fact that it has the F1 engine in the car, but do you think it's going to be a challenge? There's obviously still development to come with the car to make something with that much power and torque, and obviously the four-wheel drive, to make it fun as well as fast, I suppose.
I think, and this is my personal attitude about it, it's always a package, regarding a GTR or regarding a C63 or whatever, or E63, the new one, as well for that car. if power output is in line with the capabilities of a chassis, then I'm absolutely happy with that. If you are overpowered, it's okay, it's nice because you're going sideways. If you're underpowered, it's boring. Yeah. So getting that car on track, the chassis is capable for 5,000 something horsepower. Yeah. And you know, it's all about drivability. It's all about how the power output is, and that engine. You know, the jump answer of the torque when you hit the throttle is suddenly, so it's in milliseconds. It's the throttle response of that engine with that electric turbocharger is better than every natural engine I ever saw. Yeah, so it's just calibration to handle the power output. So it should be linear as well. Yeah, on a track, and this is the target for sure. So it should be predictable when you drive it. Yeah, we have to feel. I think you drove a GTR.
Yes.
You can feel in a GTR what the car is doing, and what it's doing next. So it's predictable. You can work with the car. You get a feeling out of the car, and this should happen with that, with the Project 1 as well. That's part of the game.
Yeah. Sebastian, thank you very much indeed. So there we are, the Project 1, the star of the Frankfurt Motor Show 2017. They're going to produce just 275 of these, although that's probably more than most people expected. And each one's going to cost over 2 million euros, which is a lot. But it is a pretty extraordinary thing. And I feel that in the next 18 months or so, or development before the first customers get their car, it's only going to get more extraordinary. I can't wait to follow its progress.